AviationPros.com is the portal website for AMT, Airport Business, and Ground Support Worldwide magazines. Visit daily for breaking news, industry blogs, and insightful articles from our magazine's editorial team. And don't forget to sign up for our publication's daily e-newsletters. It's all at AviationPros.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's super edition of the Aviation Pros podcast. I'm Joe Petrie, editorial director for Aviation Pros. With the Super Bowl kicking off this weekend in Los Angeles, FBOs and airports across the region are preparing for the influx of air traffic descending on the LA Basin area. Advanced Air LLC, located at Hawthorne Municipal Airport, is located just minutes from SoFi Stadium where the game will take place. I spoke with Levi Stockton, president and founder of Advanced Air, on how he prepared his team to take on the traffic for this weekend's big game.
Okay, Levi. So the very first question I have for you today, tell me a little bit about your organization's, proximity to the Super Bowl and kind of where you're expected to see as far as the role in traffic in Southern California for this event.
Yeah, so we're Hawthorne Airport, and our FBO is Jet Center, Los Angeles, and so we're 3 miles southeast of LAX, right off the 105 freeway, and the airport's bordered by Crenshaw and Prairie, and those are also the streets that border SoFi. So just on the other side of the 105, a rock throw is SoFi Stadium. Actually, depending on what they have going on over there, you can see, especially when they're under construction cranes and so forth from my office. So yeah, we're about a 2 mile distance from the stadium, and it could be a walk or it's a really quick drive.
Wow. So that's about as close as you're going to get. So how has that impacted the type of traffic you're seeing? I mean, is it just what you'd expect for a large event, or is it specific type of clientele or types of jets that you're seeing for this?
Yeah, well, the Super Bowl just brings in airplanes wherever it is. This is one of the biggest events in the world. So, not only is our facility, but any airport in the LA Basin is going to be at capacity, pretty much starting today and through Monday and maybe even into Tuesday. So, yeah, we anticipate close to 100 aircraft in and out of here, which is a massive amount of airplanes coming into our facility for this game.
So how have you prepared for this as an organization? I mean, when did you start and what did you see as the major challenges going into this weekend?
Well, we started over a year ago trying to figure out how many airplanes we could take, where we'd park them, and just try to figure out what is really needed. This is the first time we've had an event anywhere close to this. So we, looking at, do we have enough ice? Do you have enough equipment? Do you have enough, staff to help support it? And then trying to figure out, what is the ATC, air traffic control, going to do, and how many airplanes are going to be able to come in and out of here. So in the beginning part of November, the airport was awarded 5 slots an hour. So you have this, a reservation system to get in and out of here, which every airport in the basin is going to have for this game. And so we've been preparing with everything from a large freezer that showed up today on the back of a truck to house, all the ice, to extra equipment, extra fuel trucks, shaded tented areas, extra TVs to watch the game. We have, taco trucks coming on Friday and Saturday. We have our on-site restaurant, Eureka, barbecuing burgers all day Sunday. So a lot of exciting stuff happening.
And talking about the assessment and inventory, I understand you have about 120 employees on site. I mean, was that enough, or even equipment? I mean, did you have to find extra ground support equipment?
Yeah, so I think our count is up to close to 160 employees now, and we're based in multiple other cities. So a lot of our employees from Arizona or New Mexico are coming out to help assist over the weekend. We booked hotel rooms over a year ago. Yeah, we're bringing in anyone and everyone that can come help the team. And then, yeah, we had to get, rent some extra, ground power units. Our fuel provider brought us an extra fuel truck. We actually bought 2 more fuel trucks earlier this year for the event. And the list goes on and on. All kinds of equipment and additional tugs and so forth to help make sure that we have enough here to support the surge of aircraft coming in.
So was it a lot of equipment that you had to bring in, mentioning it from there? And I know it seemed like you got it from like a variety of sources. Was it a challenge being able to get this in time?
I think for the most part it wasn't too much. Our vendors are very supportive, and I think people, some of it we rented, some of it we bought, and some of it our vendors just brought in for us. So it just takes planning and having the right partners.
Let's talk about the staff and getting them ready for this. This sounds like it's been one of the first mass events you've had to handle, at least on this scale. I know that's kind of easy to say. It is the Super Bowl, but how do you prepare your staff, in terms of training for that? I mean, what kind of resources do you bring in to make sure you're prepared?
We like to think that our staff is trained and can handle anything. So our goal is just to set them up to succeed. And so with that, it's just planning and communication. We built the airport and the software program to help us be able to know what airplanes can park where and make sure we can move them in and out of there. So as every reservation comes in, we identify the space on the airport it's going to go to, what time it's going to come in, what time it's going to leave. And then we just have teams and working in different units, either fueling or moving aircraft or flying services like coffee, paper, ice, and catering. And then, we have our rental car companies or transportation coming. So we'll shuttle everybody, to certain locations and get them on their way. So it's more, everybody knows what to do and how to do it. They're very trained very well to do it. Now it's just, doing it on a very large scale. So now it's just planning the communication.
Did you look to any other additional industry resources, or maybe reach out to some fellow FBOs in cities where they might have had the Super Bowl in recent years?
Absolutely. We talked to Tampa Bay, a couple FBOs down there. We called, some of our other resources in the industry, and you picked everybody's brain. You talk to your field vendor and say, hey, what have you experienced? They're actually, will be out here this weekend to help us. So yeah, you tap into every resource you can to get the information you need and make sure you're not forgetting something.
And just talking to them, I'm curious, was there any kind of common themes to some of the biggest struggles or challenges you were anticipating going into this weekend that you really wanted to be prepared for?
I think everybody is just it's the same thing, and I think we'll obviously learn for this, and I'll know on Monday or Tuesday what we missed, but for the most part, it's just make sure you have the right equipment, make sure you have enough fuel, and you have a lot of fuel coming, and you have your team in place and so forth. So it's nothing we didn't know. I think there's some of the unknowns that is new to us, like the slot system that the FAA has. How many airplanes can come in, and then the interesting thing is you plan all this and you're waiting for the phone to ring and nobody's calling, and here you are, November, December. And then it really wasn't until we knew who was going to be in the Super Bowl that we start seeing a lot of bookings. So at one point, you're questioning, like, hey, is the phone really going to ring here?
So I guess my final question for you today would be, I know you're just going into this weekend and there's going to be a lot of lessons learned, trying to handle parking all this traffic and, servicing all the customers that are coming in. But if you were looking ahead next year, the phone's ringing towards you, and somebody asks you in the next host city from an FBO, what do I need to think about when I start preparing for this and know that the Super Bowl is coming? What piece of advice would you give them?
I think the main thing is know your footprint of your facility, know how many airplanes you can get in and out, and try to plan it that way. And that's really what everybody told us. And have your team in place and all the equipment you can have to make sure you can service it. So a lot of this is unknowns for us, but everyone you talk to has been doing this for years. So I think that the issues that you find are going to be tailored to your particular facility, of your ramp space or transportation getting in and out. And I think those are the fine details that we'll have to improve on, and once we see that there's any issues. But for the most part, everybody in our industry is a professional and they can handle this stuff. And it's more of, hey, if you need some help, I'm sure some of our teammates would come help you next year. And I think it's going to be in Phoenix next year, and I'm sure some of our team will go out and help.
Levi, well, I got to say good luck this weekend. I hope you guys have a very smooth operation and the game turns out the way you hope.
All right, go Rams. Thanks.
Thanks again for listening to today's podcast. For more information on FBO best practices when it comes to handling mass events at your airport, make sure to check out our website, AviationPros.com. I'm Joe Petrie, so we'll see you next time.